Hey guys, good evening. My name is Mandela coming at you live from the Golden Garage here in beautiful Alabama, where we have a freaking motherboard. Okay? Alright. Now, this one is a customer's. Raino is actually the name. Okay? And Raino wanted me to build a console for her, and which here it is. Okay? And what we're doing is we got we have what's here is a nice, sweet little Trinity. Okay? In pretty damn good shape, to be honest with you. So, what we have a motherboard, okay? And what I wanted to do was I wanted to go over this with you guys. I mean, there's some people that are really interested in doing this stuff and everything, which is understandable. And, just figured I'd share a little knowledge with them and everything else. And I'll show you how it's done, or how I do it anyway, okay? Well, mind you, of course, I'm not perfect or anything like that, and I will not act that way. But I can do a pretty good job, I think. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this nice little Trinity. We're going to attach an A33 chip to it. Okay. We're going to flux it, and we're going to show you how it's done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over in JRunner, and we're going to show you how to read and write the NAND and get the CPU key and all that other happy nonsense. All right. So what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up my soldering station here. All right, right now I got the temperature set at 776. Now, mind you, that's what I run it at. Okay, there are people they run it lower or whatever, and I mean, being real, it all depends upon the tip and the tip size, what you're using, and that usually is what's going to dictate the temp. But normally, you want to get a comfortable temperature range that you're used to. Okay, so what we're going to do here now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim these wires, okay? And we want to trim them off. We don't want to have them long, I mean, because there's no reason to have that. And also you could hit a pad on the chip or whatever, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so we'll trim them. We'll grab hold of the post out, and we'll grab hold of the pulse wire here, and we'll trim them too. All right, just like so. We don't have to trim a lot. It's enough. We'll take our flux. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to flux this chip. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to squeeze some flux out here. And pretty much a little dabble, do you? Okay. I'm going to flux these points here. These are for the NAND. This is the read and the write on the NAND right here. We're doing right here. Okay, and then we're going to flux these 2 points. That's the read and write for the NAND. And this is going to be E and F for the chip. And then for a power point for 5 volts, I use over here, because there's no flyback when you turn the console off. All right, and what I mean by flyback is you take an oscilloscope, you attach to those points. When you shut it down, there's no flyback, there's no static, there's no nothing. Okay, so that's the reason why I use those points. All right, so anyway, there we are, good. And what we're going to do, we're going to clean our tip up here. Make sure it's nice and clean. There we go. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to pre-tin this mess right here. So we're going to make a little smoke. Okay, make sure that gets all liquefied and all that other happy nonsense. And then what we'll do is we'll hold it to a pad, get a nice little clean little solder ball out of it, like so. I'm using rosin core 4060 solder right here. Okay, always use rosin core. Okay, it's made for electronics. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to pre-tin these little points right here. That one right there. We don't want them to attach to one another. So nice little solder balls. These are going to be detached anyway once we're done with it. So, and this one is always a pain in the butt right here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do these 2 right here. 1, 2. Do this one. And that one right there. All right, and no, we're not having any penis stretching exercises, okay? Just to let you know, that's another stream, okay? Yeah, moonlight. All right. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll pre-tin these right here. We'll do that one. Sure it's good. This one right here. Sure that's good. There we go. All right. And that's all done. Now, we'll attach the wires to the 8th chip. Alright, So, and we'll attach this one right here, near ground for 5 volts. And then we're going to grab hold of this one right here. This one is going to be our 5 volts. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab C, which is our post out wire. That one's going to go right here. Okay, I'm going to do E and F. This one's going to be E. Okay, this one's going to be F. There we go. You just have to touch it. You don't have to friggin' like sit there with the heat on it, because the end result of doing that is actually ripping the pad right off the board, which is not a good thing. Okay, and yeah, I've done that. Believe me. Okay, like I said, I am not perfect. All right. Okay. Now that we got that done, what we're going to do is we're going to peel the stickum pad off of there. We're going to put the stickum pad on the H chip. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab hold of this thing. I'm going to pull it off of here. Okay. I'm going to move this Raino a little out of the way. My pulse wire will fit right down through there, nice. And I'm just going to line it up with the line that's on the board and pretty much press that sucker down on there. As you can see, I lined it up with the line right there. Just enough space to get the post out through. Well, actually the pulse wire through. Now what we'll do is we're going to play spaghetti and meatballs here, okay? So, now we're going to get this crap out of the way. And the first wire we're going to grab hold of is D, which is going to be our pulse wire, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little team executor tool here. We're going to shove that wire up underneath the chip like that. Then we're going to lift up on the chip, and you're going to feel the wire pass over the resistors in there like that. And then we're just going to stretch that out like that, okay? Leave that one like that. Then we're going to grab C, which is our post out wire. Okay, knit 1, purl 2. Bring it through here. Bring it underneath the pulse wire. Okay. Lift up on the chip just a little bit. And then bring that down through here and pull it tight. Alright. Not where you rip it off the board, but just tight. Okay. And we're going to take E. And what we're going to do is we're going to push that down like that. Bring it up underneath here. And then stretch it out like that, and then we're going to grab hold of F. We're going to do the same thing and bring it over here. Okay. You don't have to go in too deep because there are resistors and capacitors there, and you don't want to go friggin' whacking them. All right, that would be a bad idea. All right, now what you're going to do? Take the wire right down through this hole. Come on, don't friggin' play with me. I'll hurt you. Shove it down through there. Pull it tight. It's nice. Okay. Take C. To the post out. Bring it down through here. And pull it down through there. Okay. Pretty easy, right? Now, I said it doesn't take a genius to do this. It's freaking 6 wires. Okay. Now what we do is we'll go ahead and we'll trim that off right there like that. Alright. We just trim that off. You bend it around. Grab hold of soldering iron. And tuck that little bastard right in there just like that. Nice little solder ball, leave it just like that. Now, that one's done. Now we're going to take this one right here. We're going to put it right up against that one. Okay? Stretch it out. Bring it around. Trim it off. I can't stand excess wires. It's sloppy. It drives me crazy. I hate it. Okay? Besides that, it also messes with the performance of the chip too. The longer the wire, takes a little while for the signal to get there. So let's make it as short as possible. And then we go ahead, we attach that one right there very easily. And then what do? We take this, stretch that out nice and neat like that. We'll grab our hot glue gun. This is where we burn ourselves. Okay, put that like that. Go ahead and put a nice little bead on that like that right there. And then just stretch it out. And hold it there. And there you go. Alright. Put another nice little bead right across here. What the hell? It ain't gonna go anywhere, and we don't want it to go anywhere, so should be good there. Then, alright, take our 5-volt wire right here. Trim the little bastard up. Okay, now, get your iron out. Heat up your little solder ball. I said ball. Okay, and attach that right there. Now, what you want to do is make sure you get enough stretched out, and that way then you can go around the tornado, up and through, and stay away from this hole as much as you possibly can, because that's where the hard drive caddy goes. I've seen guys put screws right through the wire. Gee, why doesn't it boot? Oh, you put a screw through the wire. Okay, I've seen it happen. It's not funny. Alright, so go ahead, trim that off right there, just like that. And we'll go ahead and we'll trim this up right here. Okay, and then we'll solder that right there, and that's our ground. Okay, and there we go. And now we go ahead and get our tweezers, and we get this freaking thing out of the way, because we don't want that in there at all. That would be bad as well. Yeah, get that down through there. See ya. Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll go ahead, stretch that out like that. Grab your glue gun, put a little glue right here, okay? Ain't gonna hurt nothing by doing that. That'll keep the wires away from that hole, okay? And there we go. Got the hole down, and then we don't have to worry about those wires moving around either. We're gonna do it right. You can use gaffer's tape if you want, but I like hot glue. It works just fine. It doesn't go anywhere. Life is good. Then we flip the board over, okay? Now, what we're going to do here, okay, now remember this is our pulse wire right here, so we want to trim that right there, just like that. And what we want to do is we just want to strip a tiny bit off, not a lot, just enough, okay, and all we have to do is just trim this wire right here, leave a little exposed, okay. Now, what we're going to do here, we'll take our flux, we'll place it here, okay, and then we'll place this one right here, and that's our post out. And we'll take some solder. Alright, what we're going to do, we're going to pre-tin these 2 points right here, okay? So we're going to do one here, nice little solder ball, just enough. Like I said, you don't want to overheat the pad either. You can pull it right over there. Then you got to do a post fit. Then you got to do a post out fix. You don't want to do that on a Trinity, no less either. Okay. And then what we'll do is we just solder right here to that point right there. Okay. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to put some eyes on here. That way I can see what the hell I'm doing here. Okay. I said 53 years old, you know. Guys tend to go a little bad every now and then. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our tweezers, grab hold of this wire right here, just like that, bend it down, okay, and then just touch that solder point right there, just so we have a nice little bead on it, just like that, and pretty much that one is done, okay. Now reach around here like this, take your point right here like that, put it down here, just like that, and then pretty much you got a nice little point right there. Whoops, now damn near dropped my soldering iron, that would have been bad. Okay, now, once that's done, now, you go ahead, and what do? We stretch this out like that, and just like that. Leave that just like that. Take your hot glue, okay, glue it here, just like that, one right here, and hold it down just for a little bit, so that way then it doesn't move. Okay, and you got a nice tight stretched out wire right there. And there you go. Now that's done. Flip the board over. Okay? And what do we do now? Well, we get out our heatsink paste. Okay? A little dino egg right there, just like that. When you press down on it, it's just gonna go all over the place, so it'll be fine. Alright, just want to have a nice little seal. Make sure you clean that. Okay? And put that on there just like that. Plug that in like that. Hold it with your hand like this. Take the famous X clamp. Clamp the son of a bitch. Just like that. There you go. Alright? Almost there. Now, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to attach our NAND read wires to it, okay? So, we have our blue one. Okay? Give it a blue. Okay? And then what we're going to do, solder that there. We'll grab our green wire. Some guys use leads. Me, that's a waste of freaking time. I just use a wire. I've used these wires forever. These have been in every freaking RGH, every RGH thing that I've done. Oh, God almighty. They got some mileage on them, that's for sure. So, you got black. Then you're going to have red. Put that over here. Solder it there. Good. And then we have the brown wire. So first point up top. There we go. And we'll have our orange wire. Just like that. And then we have our yellow wire. Like I said, this one has always been a pain in the butt. Okay. Now, remember, don't solder to the board with power on it, okay? That would not be a good thing because heat does generate electricity and you can actually short the NAND out and everything else that's on the board. So you don't want to do that, okay? So, now we'll plug this in here. We'll give the board some power. Okay, there's no smoke, there's no flame, life is good. Okay? Because if there was smoke and flame, it would be a bad thing, okay? So we don't want to wind up with that, all right? Now, once that's done there, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little chip reader part of this thing, all right? And we're going to run up JRunner right there, okay? Now that's JRunner, okay? That's our program right there, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to program a timing file for this thing, all right? Because the stock timing file ain't going to work with Alexi's bin or with SMT Plus or anything like that. So what we have to do is we have to reprogram it, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this little item right here and I'm going to shove it onto the friggin' ace chip like so, the right way, okay, with the voltage right, okay? VCC is always red, remember that, okay? It's labeled on the chip. That's where you line the red one up with, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to pick a timing file, okay? Normally, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go to custom, I'm going to hit XSFB, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to Trinity, I'm going to go to 300 megahertz range, I'm going to go to 60.3, now I'm going to use TRL03 60.3, right there, I'm going to hit run. Now, what should happen is the chip see, no, it didn't see it, and my JRunner's going nuts. Hang on, got to restart this thing. They do that sometimes, you can't help it. Alright, now let's try that again, shall we? Okay? Advance, custom NAND, XSFB, pick your file, right there. Okay, we'll hook that up. Let's see if it does now. Yep, there we go. Okay, so, now, mind you, ace chips and all that, I don't care what name is on it. Right there, it says X-Link. Okay, it's an X-Link chip. It's an XC2C 128 VQ100. Okay, the cool runners are VQ44s. Okay, it's an X-Link chip. Okay, remember that. All right. So, anyway, there we go. Rewrote to the chip. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to close that off right there, and then we're going to read the NAND. Now, if I soldered this correctly, and there is no bridges or shorts or anything like that. So be able to hit read NAND, and it found it. It's 23010, 16 megabyte Trinity. Okay? It actually takes 3 minutes to read. Okay? So while this 3 minutes is happening, alright, I want to explain some, timing files, okay? I'm a mad scientist. If the iron touched my skin by mistake, Mark, if you look at my YouTube, man, okay, dude, when I started, now mind you, okay, like I started at the King Kong hack days, the old Xbox, okay, started with DVD drives back in 2002, the original Xbox, so that should tell you, I've got well over 5,000 or 6,000 of them out there, alright, and really, I've done a lot of them since I joined Facebook back in 2014. I was doing this stuff way before Facebook, way before I was even looking at YouTube or anything like that. I just do them locally, and we used to be, God, I had people all over the place come to my house, people thought I was a drug dealer. But, if the iron touched my skin at 776 degrees, I'll put it to you this way, it would hurt really, really bad. Okay? Now, let me explain some things, okay? Look, when you're timing these things, okay, because there's a vast number of timing files that you can use, okay? And a lot of people, they get mixed up in which one and which one's going to work best and everything else, okay? Look, when you're timing these things, okay? Now, getting it on the bench to boot is great and wonderful, okay? But more than likely, you're going to have to retime it once you put it in the cage, because the cage, you got a Faraday cage around this thing. So, that's the way that it's built. And it keeps microwaves in. You got microwaves running all over the damn place in this damn thing. Alright? And it interferes with signals. So when you put everything back together again, for the love of God, make sure everything's plugged in and then adjust your timing file, okay? And sometimes it takes a while. You're sitting there timing file after timing file going, oh my God, and then you get one, it boots 3 times, it's great, and then the 4th time it friggin' screws up and you're sitting there going like, you son of a, So then you redo it again and you find out which one is going to give you the best yield, okay? It's not an exact science, okay? It's not, okay? I try to make it as much as I can on every one that I do, alright? But, and I try to boot them multiple times, and then I also pull the power supply on it, plug it back in, I am relentless with the damn thing. I torture it. Because, I put it in a situation where if somebody's like pissed off and they go up there and power on, and let's say they fatal crash or whatever, they're power back on, and they're sitting there pressing that button like a freaking maniac. Well, I'm emulating that. Because I want to make sure that when they press that button, the damn thing comes on in a reasonable amount of time, okay? I don't want it to sit there for 30 seconds and then it comes on. That's like, ugh, that just makes me insane, okay? I hate that. So, each one of these things, sometimes some take longer, sometimes some take shorter, more than likely, most of the time, it's about 45 minutes for me to do one of these things, and people ask me, well, why does it take so long? Well, because I have 30 orders in front of you, that's why, okay? That's why I tell people, sometimes 10 to 14 days, sometimes 14 to 16 days, it depends on my workload. I'm one guy, I've got one soldering iron, and I don't farm this crap out. I will not let anybody touch anything that's my name is going on, this is me, you get me. When you pay for my services, you get me, period, Not that way either, okay? I am not your whore, remember that. Okay, so anyway, I'm a pimp, bitch! Okay, now look. Alright, so we read the NAND, everything is cool. Alright, now what I'm going to do is on this one here, okay, I'm going to use SMC Plus, okay, because I like it. It's really good. Octo 423 came up with that, and he modified the Alexi's timing files to the point where he extended out the amount of pulse time, which is really cool, because you can get that glitch, just, and it depends also on the motherboard. Sometimes that don't even work right, sometimes I gotta use CR4, sometimes I use Alexi's SMC, it's a gamble, and it's a crapshoot until you get it to glitch, and then you know what you gotta deal with, okay, so, like I said, it's not exact science, alright, it really isn't, it's a lot of testing and playing and all that crap. So anyway, alright, look, you read the NAND, life is good, okay, I use SMC Plus, I'm going to create the ECC, and I'm going to write the ECC. If you're wondering what the ECC does, it writes over the first 50 blocks of the NAND, okay? It doesn't completely write over the NAND. All right, that's to running program to get the keys from from reading the threads as it's going through the processor. That's what that's for. That's what Zell is for. Okay, so here we go. All right, it's done. Okay, now hopefully with the grace of God, okay, it ain't gonna be that bad to freaking be able to go ahead and figure out, what timing file we're going to use. Okay, I mean, so, and you notice I loaded it with one that I think, boot, not sure, but we're going to find out. Okay, so anyway, all right, here we go. We're at the motherboard. All right, now I'm gonna plug in my trusty handy dandy friggin' little freaking crazy thing with the buttons on it. Okay, there we go. Now, with an insane amount of luck, okay, it will hopefully boot. Okay, so here we go. We hit that. Okay, we got one blinky blinky. Okay, we got two blinky blinkies. That's 2 cycles. That's 3 cycles. That's 4 cycles. There we go. We got Zell. Okay, and now here is Zell. Okay, and there it is. Okay, so now we got Zell. Now we're going to get the CPU key and the DVD key. However, though, I'm not going to show you what those keys are, because this is somebody's console, and I mean, it just, I really don't worry about it nowadays, because there's everything blocks from messing with somebody's CPU key and all that stuff. But still, in the end, I'm not doing that just on principle. Okay. So anyway, okay, my CPU key came up, everything came up. So now what I'm going to do here, all right, is I'm going to take a picture of this thing. Okay. So here we go. And I'm going to take a picture of the CPU key and the DVD key right here. Alright? So, and there we go. Okay. Now I got my picture of that. Alright? And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it off. Okay? Then what I'm going to do, alright, is now, once you get your CPU key and your DVD key, okay, what you're going to do is, you're going to enter it right here. Okay? That's going to go ahead, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to create an XE build image. Okay? So now, I'm going to put this down here for right now. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab hold of my trusty keyboard, and I'm going to try and read this picture here, okay, which is, I'm blind as a bat, so. Alright, let me click on that. There we go. Okay, I got to make it bigger. There we go. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the CPU key in, okay, so, I'm going to go ahead, and it's 32 keys, okay, just to let you know. Alright, so we got, let's see here, 6A, 6A, okay, and that one there, okay, and that one there, and then we got this one, and then we got, let's see here, this one, and then these 2 right here, and this one right there, this one, and this one, this one, this one, this, and this, and that, and this. Yeah, there's a lot of them, I promise you. Okay? That one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and those 2. Okay, now, CPU key is correct as it's stated. Okay, so now, once that's done, and the CPU is correct, the CPU key is correct, now we can go ahead, and what we can do is we can click on XE build image. Okay? Now, just to show you here, alright, I'm going to cover the key up. See right there? Okay, there it is. The CPU key is correct. Added to key database, Trinity, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Now, take my finger away from there. Oh, my God. Alright, now, what I'm going to do here is create XE build image. I'm going to click that, and it's going to do that. The KV info is saved to the file. Started creation, 17559 build. There we go. There's my CPU key, my 1BL key, my DVD key, and CFLDV. Okay? So it's all done and everything else. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the NAND. Okay? So I'm going to hit write. Okay? And now it's going to write the up flash bin to it. Okay? So now, as you can see, alright, right here, flash config, 23010, writing NAND, up flash.bin. Done. Okay? So now, we're writing the NAND. And as I was saying before, okay? Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Hey, Chris Wright, there he is. How are you, man? How'd that PC build come out? you can't get JRunner to run on Windows 10. Well, first off, brother, this is Windows 10 here, okay? And I just installed it. And what you have to do is, of course, you have to install the drivers, okay? If you don't install the drivers, then JR is not going to come up, okay? And there is a drivers folder within the JR, under common files. Go to drivers, okay, and in there. And then what you do is you put Windows 10, you put that into non-signature mode, okay, where a driver doesn't have to be signed for, all right. And then what you do is you go into your computer system devices, and you'll see a question mark by a USB device, which happens to be the JRunner, okay. And you right click on that, and then what you do is you have your own driver, okay, and then you point it to the directory where the driver is, all right, and then you click on it, and it will install the driver, and then all of a sudden your JRunner will come to life, and you'll see it say JR Programmer on JRunner, okay, on the JRunner software, and that's when you can read and write to an end and all that other happy nonsense. Ain't no big deal. I mean, you just gotta realize though that you have to have the drivers loaded for JRunner to be, to be able to be used, okay? I mean, now, and there's other NAND reader writers too that work, like Nandex and all that. They all work too, and I mean, like also there's your Demon chips, which are dual NANDs that you don't even need JRunner for, okay? I mean, you really don't. You just plug it into USB and off it goes, because the Demons have their own reader writer and they have a UART, so it's all good. This thing's halfway done writing. Now, as I was saying, though, I mean, yeah, under driver signature enforcement, man. Yeah, you just click that and let Windows 10 reboot, and then go into the JRunner program itself, go into the folder there, and then you will see, there should be a folder there labeled drivers, okay? Or under common files, you'll see it labeled drivers, all right? And what you do is you go into system devices. You right-click on that device where it's a question mark, where the USB is, or it might say JRunner, it might not, okay? But you right-click on it, okay, right? And it'll tell you that, hey, the drivers aren't loaded for this thing, or it's got code 28 or whatever, all right? Right-click on it, all right, and then mark it as you have your own driver for it, right? Point it towards that directory, okay, where the driver's located, and then just hit it and let it install. It'll install the driver, and it'll be fine. Yeah, Tony. Yeah. I threw the old one away. That was the last thing my mother ever gave me too. That's what really hurt the most. I mean, but I can see with this monitor. All right. Now, okay. So we wrote the NAND, and everything is pretty much, hopefully, hunky dory. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to minus this JRunner out of here, so it doesn't carry the key or anything like that. I'm going to bring this over here. All right. Now. Whether you can see that or not, yeah, you can see it. Okay, good. You see the red light on the chip there, okay? Let me turn this light off here, all right? I'll turn off the overhead there. Now, okay. Now that I wrote the NAND, all right, hopefully, and there is no guarantees in this, and like I said, this is a real live stream. This is not recorded, okay? So I'm not chopping bits and little pieces out of it, because something went wrong or whatever. No, if something goes wrong, you're going to know it, okay? All right? And I'm going to know it, and I'm going to be really pissed, okay? But anyway, hey, you can't get more real than this, okay? You can't, all right? So, hey, what the hell, all right? Everybody knows, everybody sees, I got my underwear down, here you go, okay? Don't think about that. No, forget I said that, all right? Anyway, all right. Hopefully, when I press this button, this thing will boot, okay? That's all I'm going to say, all right? So we'll hit the button. Okay, that's one blinky blinky. It's two blinky blinkies. That's three blinky blinkies. It ain't going to go yet. Four blinky blinkies. Nope, don't like it. Definitely doesn't like it. Doesn't like this timing file at all, okay? All right? See what I'm saying now? See, it got it, but that was like 7 pulses, okay? However, though, it did boot, okay? So at least we know that the NAND is right, everything is right. Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to go ahead, and we're not going to go grab timing files and start adjusting it here. No, we're not doing that, okay? If you want to do it right, all right, look, power the system off, okay? Now that we know that it booted, okay, that's a good thing. Well, it's good for Raino anyway. All right, Now, what we're going to do, all right, is this. We're going to go ahead, we're going to take the power off of this thing, and take the HDMI off of this thing, and then we're going to unplug this crazy thing that I got. We're going to go ahead to the soldering iron here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to detach this crap right here, okay? Because there is no reason for it to be attached anymore, because we're done. We're done with reading and writing NAND and all that kind of happy nonsense, all right? And then what we're going to do is, yeah, you little motherfucker, yeah, I hate that one. Okay, we'll pull that one over there, that one over there, we'll clean up the solder, get the solder off of here, okay? Now what we'll do, all right, is we'll go ahead. I'm going to clean this excess solder up. Now, usually, I use solder wick or whatever, but I don't have to do that. Just got to make it so at least they're clean, they're not touching, all that other happy nonsense. There we go. All right, now, what we're going to do is I'm going to take simple alcohol, all right, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean this up, okay? Because cleanliness is next to godliness, so they say. Alright, so I'm going to clean this up with just some regular alcohol, regular rubbing alcohol, ain't no big deal. Clean that up, get the chip all nice and clean. The alcohol's fine, it will evaporate, okay? It's not like water, okay? So, you know, just for people that don't know, now you know, okay? Clean that up. We'll clean up this mess here. Make sure that we have no solder points touching. Because if you do, you'll be the first to know when the thing red dots when you turn it on. You'll be like, what the hell? You don't want to do that, okay? See, now that looks like there's a solder point touching there, okay? So we're going to clean that up. Alright. Get that off of there, like so. Clean that up. Down through there. Okay, good. Just want to make sure that it's all nice and clean and neat. That way then, you know, we don't have to worry. Because I do not want to have to worry. Remember, I have to warranty this thing too. God forbid something happens to it. Alright? Any good person that does these things is going to go ahead and give it a warranty. And I'm not talking like a 1-month warranty. No, I'm talking 3 months. And you can even buy extended warranty for 1 full year, where I'm hanging my ass out on a console, on a board that I never even built, that I'm going to warranty. You see what I'm saying? Okay? Anybody can sell these things, but, okay, how good is the warranty? And if something does happen, are they going to say, oh, it's your fault? And here the South Bridge is no good or something like that, you know? I mean, which I've seen that happen. Alright? I've covered other people's warranties, believe it or not. Pissed me off, too. But because they're my friends, you know, hey, I try to take care of the people that take care of me. I always have, always will. Alright, so anyway, okay. So now, okay, good. We got no solder points hanging out, no nothing. Good, we're good. Okay. So now, before we go ahead and slam timing files on this thing and drive ourselves crazy and all that stuff, no, we're not going to do that, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to grab hold of this chassis right here, okay? And then what we're going to do, we're going to take the DVD drive out of there, grab all this crap, pull that out of there, put that there. Now we'll take the chassis. Like I said, it's a Faraday cage. That's why it's got all this stuff to keep the microwaves in instead of going out. Okay? We'll grab hold of that. That'll pop right in there. Then take this right here. We'll put our DVD ground bus on there, like so. And we'll take our hard drive caddy tray, plug that in. And don't leave the condom hanging out alone by itself, okay? I'm talking about this little blue thing right here, okay? Shove that in there, just to be nice, okay? It's there for a reason. There we go. Don't take that long. I see people, they just freaking slam it together and say, okay, there you go, see you later, bye. Okay? Plug that in, good. Close that, good. Okay, as you can see, like I said, with the wires right there, you see what I'm talking about? That screw goes up through there. I've seen people put screws right through that, right through those two wires right there. Gee, why is it red dot? No, because it's dead grounded. This is dead short of the ground, okay? Now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll put as many screws in this mother freaker that we possibly can, okay? So, this thing should be charged enough, I think. Alright, let's see. We'll start off with this one right here. There's a method to my madness. Alright, because that'll hold that in there. We'll grab one of these. we'll go over here, shove that down in there, screw that one in there, okay? We'll screw one into the ground bar for the DVD, right here. There we go, okay? Now we can flip it over, because now the motherboard is firmly attached to the chassis. Now we will go ahead and we will pop our screws in place, like so. This one, and then we have this one, and there's this one here. We'll shove that in there. We'll shove that one in there. Okay, let's see here. And there's this one right there. Hey. Everybody wonders why I keep my desk a mess, because then I can find screws that I need. Okay, I find wires that I need. Oh, there's a little jumper I can use. Okay, I'm not interested in cleaning my bench. What I'm interested in is a clean Xbox that runs. Okay, I'm not worried about the bench that it's sitting on. So now, screw these down. Okay. All right. Now, what we'll do, now we'll grab our small screws for our X clamp. And don't forget them. If you do one of these things, please don't forget to put them in. All right? Because they actually hold the heatsink up against the board. The X clamp is not designed to hold the heatsink on the board. That pushes up on the center of the board. So that way then you don't wind up with it actually breaking loose from the board, the GPU getting hot, and then the board warping, and then you break the solder ball connections, and then you wonder why you wind up with that, and then it stops. Okay? So put the freaking screws in. Alright, that's what they're there for. And don't do the X clamp fix, please. That's a pressure clamp. That's all that is. And guess what happens? It screws up. Okay? Please don't do that. Oh my God. And the ones that did do that and got away with it, well, they got lucky. Alright? So anyway, put one screw in here, put one screw in here. Just like that. That way then now that heat paste is going. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead. We're going to do this right here. Like so. Tighten that one down. And then we'll tighten this one down. Okay? And then we got this one right here. There you go. Now, flip it over. You like that, huh? Didn't leave the fingers, did it? Okay. Now what we'll do is just for shits and giggles, let's see if we can get it close without plugging anything in. Alright, we'll go ahead, we'll do that. Okay. Now, let's see how this friggin' thing boots, because, now mind you, that was the way it booted on the bench. Now it can boot totally different while it's in the cage. Okay, so we'll find out. One blinky blinky. Two blinky blinkies. Three blinky blinkies. Yeah, it's booting worth of shit. Okay, I don't like that at all. Okay, that's garbage. All right. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna change this timing file out. Okay, because obviously it doesn't like it. All right. Now here's where the fun begins, where we play musical timing files. Okay. Anyway, we power it off. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna open up JRunner, and then I'm gonna go to Advanced. I'm gonna go to Custom NAND glitch and chip functions right here. Hit X. I'm going to hit XSVF, and now I'm going to pick a different timing file. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stay in the 300 megahertz range. I'm going to go to 60.6. I'm going to hit 3. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to plug this in right here. Like I said, always align the red with VCC on the chip. Okay. Do not put it backwards. All right. Now we're going to hit run. Now it should find it. It's detected. Okay, and it writes. Okay. It takes it a minute, so just be patient. Like I said, you have to be patient with these things, okay? They can be an utter nightmare if they want to be, okay? They really can. And if you get one with WinBond memory, oh, then the fun's just started. If you're not experienced with WinBond memory, I feel sorry for you, okay? So anyway, all right, here we go. So I wrote it. Now let's see what this one does, okay? Be a completely different result. Who the hell knows? That's 2, okay? Booted on 2. Cool. Alright, now, there we go. As you can see, it booted, okay? Now, it will triple blink when the boot is achieved, alright? So now we'll turn it off. Like I said, I like torturing it like a freaking model would, like going like, ah, turn on, turn on. Okay, now we'll hit it again. Let's see what happens. One shot, one kill. There you go. So we got 1, 2. That's pretty cool. All right, and it boots again. Okay, now we'll turn that off. We'll do it again. Okay, now wait. Yeah, let's just drive it crazy. Like I said, that's me. Yeah, turn it on, turn it off real quick. Let's see what it does. Yeah, 1 shot, 1 kill. Just like that. Okay? So that's 3 times in a row. Okay? Let's do it again. What the hell? Now, mind you, the DVD drive is not hooked up yet. Okay? We still have to hook that up. Still have to hook the Wi-Fi up, too. Alright? I'm just getting close, that's all. So, anyway, let's see what happens here. Oh, missed that one. Okay? Missed that one, too. I know it did. And it missed that one, too. It got that one. Okay? So, we got 1, 2, 1, 1, 4. Not bad. Alright? Now, tell you what, let's really mess with it. We'll pull the power cord out of it. We'll plug the power cord back into it. We'll reboot it again now. There's 1 shot, 1 kill. There you go. Okay? So it likes it. Okay? It seems like it really likes it. Okay? Hey, if you like it, do it twice. Do it 3 times. Hell, do it as much as you can. Wear that sucker down to a pencil point, okay? We'll try once again. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's going to miss that one. It's got it. That's it. There it is. There it is. Glitch. There it is. Glitch. Okay? And there you go. As you can see, it's booting. Okay, life is good. All right. That seems like pretty reasonable, right? I mean, you can't complain with that. I sure tell them not. Right, but anyway, we got that. Okay. So I'll tell you what we'll do now. Now we'll go ahead. We'll stick this on there. Now we'll stick the DVD drive in there. Okay? Like so. Like that. Yep. Grab hold of this thing here. Plug that in here. Hopefully not have any problems. The one thing about these Trinities is they made the DVD power wire so freaking short. I mean, it's a nightmare to get it in there. Okay, now let's see. Yep, there we go. Alright, now, we'll shove that in there. Okay? Now, we can't see the chip, but I can see it, believe it or not. Up right here. Okay, now, we should be able to see some kind of blinky right in there. Okay? So let's turn it on. That got it. Yep, there we go. 1 shot, 1 kill. There you go. Okay, now, wait. Not done yet. Not done yet. Now we'll plug this little motherfreaker in there. For the hell of it. Get in there, you son of a... Okay. Now, that's in there, okay? Now I got the Wi-Fi in and all that crap. Let's see what happens. Yep, 1 shot, 1 kill. There you go. Done. And there it is. Okay? Now let's drive it crazy. There you go. We'll do it again. Yep, 1 shot, 1 kill. There you go. Done. Okay? Here we go again. Turn it on, turn it off. Die, little bastard, die. Let me see you die. Die on the bench. I'd rather have you die here than die out there. Okay? 1 shot, 1 kill. Okay? I think it's pretty safe to say that I got this thing. Okay? Anyway, as you can see, alright, that's the way that you do that. Okay? Now, mind you, like I said, live stream, I can't fake it. Okay? That was a motherboard that I just pulled from my stock, which you saw a picture of, okay, you know, this afternoon, when all the Xboxes piled in a chair. I just grabbed one over there, and here it is. This is Raino's console, okay? So, you know, pretty much, there it is. You can't lie about that. You can't debunk it. You can't do any of that crap. You watch me do it wire by wire, solder point by solder point, and how to yield a good boot out of the damn thing, alright? It's not rocket science. It's been around since 2010 when Tyros and Gleegly came out with it. And if you're wondering what RGH stands for, Reset Glitch Hack, okay? Just to answer that question there, okay? And yeah, it's a 1080p TV monitor there, Antonio, definitely. So anyway, okay, as you can see, alright guys, look, that's how you do it on a Trinity, okay? Now I gotta show you one time a Corona 4 gig, okay, which I plan to do, alright? You know, I really plan to do that, okay? Just sometimes I get so damn busy because I got so many damn orders that, you know, I mean, I don't have the time to do this, okay? This actually took longer than it would normally, okay? Because I'm trying to narrate this stuff and trying to teach people some stuff, you know, as I'm doing this, okay? So, you know, and this is a customer's console, like I said. So, you know, I mean, pretty much that's about it. There it is. It's real easy to do. It's not hard, as you can see. I mean, you know, I tell you what, you know what? You know what you do? Make me a CPC system. If you don't know what that is, it's computer process control that can control door locks, you know, it can control refrigeration equipment and all that stuff, because that's the stuff that I used to build. Okay? So you want to go about like, this is nothing. This is child's play. Okay? You know, I mean, this is like, really? Okay, you know, I mean, it's 6 wires. So anybody that goes around thinking that they're a god because they can solder 6 wires too, well, they need a good shot in the head because they have no idea. Alright, you know, I mean, like I said, I have various electronics background, analog to digital to analog, you name it, I've done it. Alright, you know, I mean, I've done everything. The point of the fact, though, is that, you know, this is not a big deal. Alright, however, though, you got to take your time with it, as you can see. Alright, it's not something that just happens, like, overnight or anything like that. I've done thousands of these crazy things, alright? You know, I mean, I've got a lot of experience with them, with every friggin' single console type that's out there. But I can't tell you this, though, right now. Look, I've had them where they stumped me. I've sat there going like, what the hell is going on? You know, I mean, you know, and, you know, it's just something stupid or whatever. So, you know, take your time when you're doing it. Alright, just take your time, okay? Don't be in a rush. It ain't going anywhere. It's on your bench, for God's sake, okay? Take your time, do it right, and the end result is a console that actually boots right and will run right, you know? And like I said, with you know, when you get fatal cracks and everything, no, it's not the hardware. No, that's the software, okay? Some idiot probably programmed a menu that has a memory leak in it, okay? Never bothered to fix the damn thing. Gee, why is it fatal crashing? That's got a memory leak. What the hell do you expect, you know? I mean, most of the time, a lot of times, when you wind up with fatal crashes, stuff like that, and everything, it's a plug-in. It's something stupid, or it's a corrupt TU. It's a corrupt file on the hard drive, okay? The RGH itself, the first 7 seconds, that's when that chip is used. Anything else after that, it's not used anymore, okay? It's only used to crash the CPU, to inject the code, so that way then it can run unsigned code. That's all it is, okay? You know, it's used for 7 seconds, and then what happens just sits there dormant, okay? It doesn't have nothing to do with the console or anything like that. So, when you get fatal crash and shit like that, look at your plugins, look at your software, because that's where it's going to be, okay? Or it could be even a hard drive going bad. A couple bad sectors, look out, it'll create a mess. You know, I mean, seriously, it will. I've had to replace hard drives, you know, I mean, these things, when they come, they get bounced around in the mail. Alright, we're talking about, you know, heads sitting on top of platters that are like not even a half a millimeter away from the platter, okay? And there's the mail lady throwing it around like it's nothing, you know, and you're sitting there going like, oh! You know what I mean? Like, oh! So, you know, that's another story right there, okay? Anything that can actually go wrong with this thing is right here. Is one of these right here. That's what can go wrong with it, you know? I mean, you know, any corruption, anything with title updates, stuff like that, that's where problems happen, okay? However, though, as you can see, the RGH itself, you know, boots every time, runs good, there you go. So, anyway, I hope that I was able to educate you guys on some stuff, you know? I mean, even though this has been around forever, still and yet, it's another view, it's another something where, you know, you've seen it done, okay? You know, and you've seen the end result when I was done with it. So, there you go, all right? Guys, listen, thanks for hanging with me. I greatly do appreciate it. Raino, thanks for letting me use your console as a guinea pig. I greatly do appreciate that as well. Okay? So, guys, listen, have a great night. I got to get this motherfucker together, and I got a live stream to do. Anyway, you all have a good one, guys. All right? Thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. You all take it easy and talk to you all later. Take care, guys. Have a good one.